Looking forward to Spider-Man: The Life Story. This is fun to read because actually, I don't know if you guys is Little Caesar nationwide. Little Caesar Pizza. I don't know if they're everywhere or not, but they just came out with these pretzel pizzas. Oh, they're so good, man. They like use a pretzel bread and they put cheese on it instead of sauce, and then you have the actual cheese and pepperoni, and then they put salt up on the crust. Man, it's delicious. It's like eating a soft pretzel, but it's a pizza. It's good. I liked it. I'm gonna try it again, man. Yeah, I don't know if those are nationwide or not, but it was so good. So just eating my pretzel pizza, reading some Spider-Man life story, #1, the 60s. I've been really excited about this book because Chip Zdarsky's run on Spectacular Spider-Man was amazing. He's doing really good on Daredevil. He's a really good writer. He can do drama really good. He really got a grasp on Spider-Man after the 5th issue of Spectacular Spider-Man. And that was one of the best runs I've read in a long time, Spider-Man-wise. And this is a really interesting concept because it's going to go from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s to the 90s. I don't know when this is ending. I think the 2010s. He's literally going to age up every decade. So I think that's a really interesting concept. And I was wondering how they're going to do a decade in one book. And they did a really good job. So I guarantee you the ending of this book, you're going to see dozens of videos talking about, oh my God. I'll get into it at the end. So there will be spoilers. I like this a lot, though. I'm going to give this book a 5 out of 5. Is a masterpiece. Is really good. I'm really excited about this story, and I want to see where it goes. But I know there's going to be so many outrage videos because it'll be easy to do an outrage video on this, and you'll see why at the end. But I'm gonna wait. I'm holding and waiting to see where the story goes. But I'm gonna get into it a little bit here. So as you can see, we got swinging 60s Spider-Man, and Mark Bagley does the art for this, which is really good. It gives it that old school Spider-Man feeling. I know he was doing some Venom and stuff like that, but Bagley's been around for a while. So seeing him do the art's kind of nice. It gives it that feeling of back in the day. And, they say back in a flash and all this stuff in there. They have the dialogue. It doesn't have that, golden age feel to it, but it's still good. You have there's Gwen Stacy and Dr. Warren Miles, right? Am I getting that name right? I don't think they say it. But anyway, it's the Jackal, right? It's the Jackal. So if you don't know who the Jackal is, man, he clones Peter Parker all the time, #1, but I think, he had a storyline back in the day with Gwen, but how I know him a lot, really well, is from the Clone Saga, right? Not people's most favorite of Spider-Man tales, but I liked it. It was my first event as a kid. So we get 60s style Daily Bugle and J. Jonah. But the overlying theme in this book is the Vietnam War. So the Vietnam War is kicking up, right? This is at the height of the Vietnam War, and a little bit towards the beginning, you got the draft going on. Iron Man is there. Captain America is going. In fact, Captain America isn't there yet, but he is going to be there at the end of the book. So Spider-Man's wrestling the whole time in this book. Should I join the war effort? Shouldn't I go? So many other people are being drafted and made to go. What about my identity? Do I have the right to do this? I could see that definitely as something that Spider-Man would struggle with. And I thought that was really well done. And then there's a lot of stuff with Norman Osborn and Peter. So he's already established as the Green Goblin. This picks up, in the middle of his crusade in the 60s. And there's some really good stuff. This is where he's trying to convince him to work with him. And it fails, and he forgets who he is. That actually happened in the comics. And he ends up tipping the police off, and Green Goblin gets busted, goes to jail, which was pretty cool. And Here it is. Everyone is a target. August 2019. Finally, an event that I'm excited about at Marvel. So this is going to be Venom. This is going to be Carnage powered up as the symbiote god, and everyone's a target. I'm really hoping that this is a company event. Like every book ties into this. I would actually follow this. I would. I'm really excited about this. If Carnage is going to be the new #1 threat, that's going to be pretty badass. All right, I had to change locations, so I don't want to turn my lamp on either, or my flashlight either. So it's going to be, the picture's not going to be as good now. But all right, I had to change locations. So anyway, back where we're at. So Green Goblin's back, and he gets busted. And here's where the interesting part is. So Gwen Stacy, oh, and by the way, Hickman's coming back. They're making a big event out of this. Like, does anyone even really remember Jonathan Hickman? I do. He was great. What are they going to put him on, I wonder? Now, this could be good. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, he's still wrestling with things. Gwen Stacy finds out that he's Spider-Man. And here's the interesting thing with Captain America. So Captain America's going to the war, and he's like, I don't know if we should be there, right? Vietnam was a big thing. And I necessarily don't know if we should have been there. And, you know, it's a big thing, right? So here's what happened. So we flash forward to 1967, and there's some soldiers. They're about to kill these Vietnamese villagers. And there was some shady stuff going on. And we see a bunk hit his head. And Captain America shows up. And he's like, you tell Iron Man, these people are under my protection. So he's effectively like protecting Vietnamese people, which means he's turned against the American soldiers. So I get people are going to be mad about this. I'm going to wait and see what happens because, you know, I think Chip Zdarsky is a good writer, and I like to see it. This is effectively going to make civil war happen in Vietnam, which I think is pretty cool because Iron Man's already over there. And I see this. I think Spider-Man is going to go over there, and you're going to see like a different take on Civil War, which I think is going to be interesting because in this book, they talk about drafting everyone with superpowers. Like people are saying, Iron Man and Captain America are over there. Should we draft and automatically make people with superpowers go to Vietnam? And you know, I don't think Captain America would stand for seeing Vietnamese people, their villagers that just wanted to be left out, which was a thing, be killed. And if you ever like want to see a good example of that kind of stuff going down, go watch Full Metal Jacket, where they were like that one dude's in the thing, and he's just mowing down people working in their farms. Like I said, there was some stuff going on over there. So I wonder, you know. I want to see, you know, what happened, why that's going on. The next book will be in the 70s, which means that Captain America is probably leading something over there. And you're going to see Iron Man going against him, because that would be in the theme with Civil War. Captain America going against the policy, Iron Man sticking with the country. And I'm sure Spider-Man's going to head over there. That would be right around the time, you know, the 70s. So that'll probably be towards the end of the Vietnam War. I think that's an interesting idea, and I want to see what happens. So yeah, this is really good. This is really good, and I'm excited to see what happens, and I want to see how this all plays out. So I highly recommend it. Try not to get too mad about it. I know it's in line with them destroying Captain America's image in some sense, but let's wait and see what happens before we go crazy. I think this is really good. So anyway, like and subscribe. I have enough comics to do one a day now. Last week was a very slow week. So anyway, Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.